Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and comparison we're going to be looking at the 1989 Japanese exclusive combiner Dinoking. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox these individually, have a quick look at them, and then we are going to be building these up to form Dinoking, whilst at the same time comparing them to their Hasbro counterparts, which was also released in the same year but known as Monstructor. We're going to start off in numerical order with D322, and this is Goryu. Now, for those of you wondering or are unfamiliar with Japanese Transformers, the D stood for Destrons, which was Decepticons, and it just means that the reference number is 322. Obviously, you've probably guessed now that there were way more Transformer figures released in Japan, and that is to do with things like this. In 1989, on Japanese TV screens, they were airing a cartoon known as Victory. This is the artwork here that you've probably seen now, to be honest, due to the HasLab project. This is, of course, Star Saber, who was the Autobot leader. There's Desirus, who was the Decepticon leader. This little chap down here, and I do mean little as well, is Dinoking. And then we've got Landcross, Leo Kaiser, Road Caesar, and then these two characters were from Super God Master Force, Overlord, and God Jinrai. But that is your main Victory artwork. We've got the tech spec on the back. We've got the 6 members there of the Dino Force, and that is what he's going to look like built up. Now, the one thing that they did slightly differently, which I think was much better in Japan, is in the inner flaps, they had these collector's cards. So there we go, we've got Rairyu. Now, all of these team members end in Rairyu, which I believe is Japanese for dragon. Anyway, let's get started. So we're going to take this guy out. And some of the parts have started to fall out already. And what's mainly different, obviously, from the Hasbro is, of course, the Pretender shells. They were Monster Pretender shells for Hasbro and Dino Pretenders for Takara. Now, Goryu was the equivalent of Ice Pick. So let me just move these boxes out of the way for now. So, of course, the Pretender shell is completely different, but the inner robot is exactly the same. You've just got different color decos on it. Everything on it is pretty much exactly the same molds used, just different figures. Now, I'm not going to do full transformations of every single one of these, purely because they've got their own individual reviews on this channel. If you want to see them individually, just type their name in. Right, what we do have though is we have the foot plate, which we're going to keep to one side, but you can actually, if you wanted to, you could use this there as a weapon on the Dino shell. And again, same with the gun, we can attach this as well. But what I'm going to do is I need the foot, or you can go that way, and you can pop this on the back or over the top of it. It's entirely up to you. That's how they used and stored all their particular parts. I'm going to keep the little gun on here. I'm going to obviously take the combiner kibble off, and I'm going to move these guys out of the way. So he can wait there. Moving on, we're moving on to D323, and this is, of course, Garyu. And we're going to take him out of the packaging like so. He's going to fall out. I'm just going to move the box. And this is, unfortunately, this is Bristleback. So you can understand, if you don't know why, I'm going to really be holding him very tenderly and quite tepidly. The Hasbro version is known to suffer from GPS, which is gold plastic syndrome, whereas the Japanese versions, wherever you see any gold, it's always painted on, and I'll show you a good example of that in a second. But for now, let's move all of these out of the way. So here's the Pretender shell, and of course here is Bristleback. Loads different, and you can see obviously there they had the fist on the shell. You can do the same with this, but I'm going to be using the fist, so I'm taking that off, but I can put the little gun at the front there. The reason why I'm putting all the weapons on the little ones is because once I've built this guy up into Dinoking, that is how he's going to be staying. Let's just move Bristleback there, and this is, of course, Bristleback, and again, he suffers horrendously from gold plastic syndrome. Exactly the same though, just the different colors and a slight, is that a different head sculpt? No, pretty much exactly the same. All right, let's put you safe there and keep you there. And of course, we need the fist to be able to build up Dinoking. Moving over then, D320, no, not 23, 24. We've got Kakuru. And let's have a look in here. Same again, lovely collector's card. And this part here, okay, so I've got to be honest from the outset with this. That head that just fell out, this is a reproduction head. I don't yet own the original. So this is a reproduction head for this particular figure. Now, the Pretender shell is, of course, a Triceratops. And there's actually the separate bit of the tail, which you can see there as well. So you can attach this on to the back like that. And you'll also notice that I was missing something from the packaging now. The thing that I was missing is the large gun. So I haven't got the large gun, but that's not too detrimental to what we're doing. And what I'll do now is I'll show you his equivalent was Slug. So again, I've got to be super careful. This is gold plastic, but so is the Japanese version. You can see, but if I tilt it to the side, see it's white plastic, just painted gold. A much, much better idea. They got away with that. Not so much so with Black Zarek, obviously, but with this guy, they got away with it. Right, he's going to stay there. He's going to carefully go down there, and I'm going to pinch the gun for now, because we're going to use that, of course, to build up Dinoking. Let's move that out of the way as well. Oh, no, we're putting these on display. I'm just lying them down so they're not taking up too much of the screen. We've got also now 325. This is Doryu. This is the Stegosaurus. And I'm running out of space, so let's take that out. Now, this is something else I've got to do a quick confession on. As you can see, the head for this is down. Now, again, on the individual review of this, it's so hard to move. I even took the screw out and it still didn't really move. That's because it's very similar, of course, to Scowl. Is it Scowl? Yeah, it is Scowl. So they're exactly the same, but even this guy, you don't want to press his head down because for fear of breaking it. But if we turn it around again, exactly the same, just different colours. Let's pop him down there. And as you saw, the other foot fell off. There's the dinosaur shell. There's the little gun. So, where's that box gone? There we go. So we've got all the little bots out, and you can pop the little gun on there. Like so, and you can, even if you wanted to, pop the feet either side or like so as blasters as well, but we're going to be using the feet obviously to combine. Right, I'm going to have to move Monstructor now, but I'm going to move him to behind. So we're moving on to 326, and this is Yuryu. This is the pterodactyl. Let's bring him out nice and careful. If you're wondering what these little plastic screens are that keep appearing on things, this is because these were pretty much unused products, and this is what was holding them in place. But I've took them out to do videos on, and I'm taking them out right now again to build up. So of course we've got lovely, this is a brilliant pterodactyl there. I'm going to take the gun out as well, and I'm just going to move that. So his equivalent was Wildfly. There's articulation there in the pterodactyl head. There we go. And of course we need to bring up Wildfly. You'll see once again exactly the same, just a different color scheme. Right, let's move him out of the way, and if we turn it to the back, we can, there's a hole there, so we can put the little gun on the back, and that's nice and safe as well. I think the fist fell out as well, did it? It might have done. Let's have a look. Moving on, we've got the final one, 327 Rairyu. So this is the Brontosaurus one, or Diplodocus, I'm not 100% sure. And oh, that was the dinosaur's tail falling off. And it didn't fall off, it's because it comes as a separate piece. You can see there, it comes as a separate piece. We'll take everything out. So we've got the hips, the waist plate, the inner bot, the Pretender shell, and of course the blaster as well. Oh, let's get it out. So on the shell, we can put the gun on the top, and we can attach the tail, and of course you're going to have articulation. Well, you can move it around a little bit, shall we say. There's the tail, and this guy is the equivalent of Wildfly. So there's Wildfly's case, which you can see, and here are the little bots, both with the same, again, just different paint jobs. Right then, let's move all of these shells out of the way for now, And what we're going to have a go at doing is building these up into Dinoking. What I will quickly show you as well is that all of these came with, of course, instructions, but the instructions were, I suppose, one size fits all. They were generic. I'll show you. This is a sealed one first and foremost. Oh no, it's not. I can open it. So what I mean by they were one size fits all everything, they had completely generic ones. So this would be for all of them, but they just packed them into different boxes. So you've got, you can see you've got all the different members there of your Dinoking, sorry, and they just packed it all in. So rather than having 6 completely different individual instructions, they all had the same one, and they all had the victory flyer as well. Again, I've even done a video on this. If you want to watch that on this channel, you can see exactly what they came with. So I've only ever done this once before, and I'm going to have a go at doing it again. And as I say, once he's in this particular mode, that's the way he's going to be staying. So let's have a look at this. Let's work out who's at the bottom and who's not. So the 2 bots that had the feet are this guy here, because again, I'm not going to fold out his head at all. It's flat, which is how it should be. Now we're going to take the arms, we're going to fold them back like so. These 2 dowels are going to fit into the back of this, and we're going to keep the legs extended, because if they folded him over, he'd be even smaller. There we go. There's the one leg. Now we're going to move on to the other leg, which is this, and you'll see how much easier this folds down. No issues at all. Fold these back, same principle, pretty much exactly the same, and we're going to pop these 2 feet in there. Now let's make sure I get this the right way round. This is the hips, and what we need is this bit at the front. I'm pretty sure we need that bit at the front. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's going to be that. So what we're looking to do is slot this into position like so, ever so carefully, slot down like that, and we're pretty much, well, we've done the bottom half. We're not halfway through yet, but we've done the bottom half. Now this is the clever bit in the middle. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take this particular bot, we're going to already keep this bit folded over, we're then going to let's lift the arms up slightly out of the way, and we're going to fold the legs back on themselves, and then these back in there. So this is just pretty tight and compact like this, and then this is going to be the bit at the front. So this is going to slot into position like so. The legs gone in. Yep, it's just making sure the legs fit. There we go. Now this is the clever bit as well. Let me just move Monstructor at the back. This is where we're going to take this particular figure. This is going to be the chest at the front now, so we're going to fold this head bit in. Oops, no, we're not. We're going to bring the legs down like so. And what this is going to enable us to do is slot this over there. So yes, I need to take that back. No, I don't. What I need to do is, again, apologies, I need that up because that's where the head's going to attach to. I need to fold the arms back like so. And then if we turn this sideways, you'll see that that head now should fit into there. There we go. That was the toughest bit. That was the bit I wanted to make sure that I remembered how to do. There we go. Pretty much done now. So now we need to move on to the arms. So this particular one, we can keep the head back or up, it's up to you. I'm going to choose to fold it over, bring these down, and we're going to need to fold the legs over. Now the reason we need to fold these legs over is because of this particular, let's just line everything up again, this particular little cutout here at the very bottom. So this cutout here, there, means that we can slot the fist in, and it will just see there's 2 guidelines there, there's 2 little slits. This will slot into position, and of course you can see the difference between this and Monstructor already is this is going to be his left arm, so that's going to slot on there. And finally we're moving on this side. Again, I'm going to keep this head folded over, I'm going to fold these, oh, the feet are getting in the way as well, and there we go. There's the slot, the cutout. This is going to slot into position there. And of course, this is going to now fit right there. Okay, this is the Repro head. And that is your Dinoking. And of course, that is a Monstructor gun. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop these 2 next to each other. And then just for a bit of fun, because bearing in mind, this guy is a combiner. He is tiny, absolutely tiny. Right, what can I get at hand? And I am going to pause the video in a minute to do a few more comparisons. So this is a normal Siege side swipe. Yeah, Siege side swipe's taller than him. This is a thrilling 30 just because he's at the side of me and I'm doing a video on him. Night beat. So bearing in mind, these are supposed to be huge combiners. As you can see, not at all. They're just they're so mismatched in scale. It's crazy. What I'm going to do now is bring a couple of other Japanese figures over just to see how he scales and looks with them. Okay then, so quickly, just for a bit of fun, just to show you how bad, I suppose, Generation 1 scaling was. This is, of course, Generation 1 Goldbug, who's up to his waist, even though he's one of the smallest. Now, the guy on the back of the artwork for the victory is Landcross, and this is who he was battling. As you can see, much, much bigger. And last couple, so this is actually a Micromaster Combiner. This is 6-wing. And this is a Micromaster Combiner, and that towers above him. And then just for a bit of fun, there's loads more of these as well, by the way, on their individual reviews. This is Star Sabers. This isn't even Victory Saber. This isn't even him combined with Victory Leo. That's just your standard Star Saber. So there you go, completely out of scale. Anyway, that was just a bit of fun at the end. As I said, this was just a showcase. The actual reviews, if you want more detail on each figure, they are separately uploaded onto this channel if you'd like to take a look at them. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed looking at these figures. And yeah, let me know what you think in your feedback, with your comments. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.